All right. Are you serious? Are you serious? The war is really getting ready to explode in Syria, and the world, I don't think, understands the ramifications of what's coming. Hang on one second. Let me tell you what a special broadcast we're going to have tonight, and we're going to talk about these very things. Here's what's going on. First of all, I want to thank Brenda McGraw for this report this morning. The United States, breaking news, the United States plans for a 3-day attack on Syria. The Pentagon is absolutely getting ready for more intense and longer attacks on Syria than originally planned. They're set to last at least 3 days, according to the Los Angeles Times on today, September the 8th, 2013. I've heard other reports as many as 4 consecutive days of attacks and bombings and cruise missiles, Tomahawk missiles exploding throughout the city of Damascus. Now, war planners now aim to unleash a heavy barrage of missile strikes to be followed swiftly by additional attacks on targets that may have been missed or remain standing after the initial launch. The Times have cited officials as saying that 2 United States officers told the newspaper that the White House has asked for an expanded target list to include many more than the initial list of 50. The move is part of an effort to obtain additional firepower to damage the Syrian President Bashar Assad's dispersed forces. Pentagon planners are now considering using Air Force bombers, B-1, B-2 bombers, as well as 5 U.S. missile destroyers currently patrolling there near the Syrian border in eastern Mediterranean Sea to launch a missile and air-to-surface missile attack far out of the range of the Syrian air defenses. The USS Nimitz aircraft carrier strike group with 1 cruiser and 3 destroyers positioned in the Red Sea can also fire cruise missiles at Syria. And there will be several volleys and assessments after each volley, but all within a 72-hour period, according to the Los Angeles Times. This intensified military planning comes as President Barack Obama prepares to personally address the United States of America's citizens and further press reluctant lawmakers to understand the need for action on Assad's regime there in Syria. And as the president believes, it is Assad and his regime that has used the chemical weapons on their own people in Syria. Meanwhile, Chinese warships, 2 of them, have moved into the region and are setting just off the coast of Syria, along with 2 Russian cruise ships, battle warships, and Russia is also deployed 3,300 Russian soldiers headed toward the region. Whether they get there or not before the strikes is yet to be undecided or understood. Also, 10,000 troops have been sent by Hezbollah out of Lebanon to be therein to defend the city of Damascus from U.S.-led NATO strikes. While all that's going on, Stephen of Oklahoma sent this to me. More information this morning. The United States Air Force will also target Syrian's Air Force and ballistic missiles and sections of its air defenses. The reports are coming out of Washington in the last 24 hours indicate that U.S. President Barack Obama has resolved not just to degrade Syria's chemical capabilities, but also to take down Assad's Air Force, destroy his air bases, knock out his ground-to-ground ballistic missiles using his B-52 bombers and his B-2 stealth bombers. President Obama looks like he's doing more than just shooting a shot across the bow. It is without question looking as if the President of the United States is going to destroy the military capabilities of Bashar Assad and further encourage a regime change in Syria. But who will take over this new regime? Well, it will be the radical jihadists, the Muslim Brotherhood, along with some sidekicks from Al-Qaeda. They will primarily be the ones that take over the nation. Also, there is a hand-picked Muslim Brotherhood representative who's living in Canada, a Canadian, a former Syrian, has been exiled and left Syria 30 years ago, who's already met with the Obama administration. He is the prime candidate to be the leader of the new Syrian nation. While all this is going on, Joshua and Nick of New York both sending me information from Russia today. Jihadists have retaken a historic Syrian Christian village during the wait and the waning hours of an attack by the United States of America. Islamist Nusra Front forces have recaptured Syria's oldest Christian community from the government troops in the night of fighting. The small village of Manula, once a peaceful spiritual place for Christians, has become a bloody battlefield there in Syria. The rebels captured the symbolically important village after forcing out government troops who had previously pushed the insurgents to the mountains outside the outskirts villages. The rebels, see, the reason this is happening, the jihadist rebels know that Obama is coming. They know that the destruction of Syria's and Assad's military in Damascus is absolutely upon them. And so they're just going ahead with their offensive. They know they've got the ground. They know they've got the cover. Basically, it's just as effective. The threat of Obama coming is just as effective as a no-fly zone already in effect. So the Muslim Brotherhood is getting ready to take over Syria. Now, I was given 12 prophecies by the Lord for this year of 2013. The Lord gave me these prophecies during the New Year's Eve live broadcast. As the Spirit of God began to move upon me, I began broadcasting live, and it just came out of me. Those who were listening, over 600 and some people that were in the chat room that evening, wrote down what those 12 prophecies were. You can find them at my website if you go to www.paulbegleyprophecy.com. One of them was that they would start the peace agreement discussions, that they would actually sit down at the table this year, and they did. On July 30th of this year, they did. There were several others, but one of them was Syria will fall. In other words, there will be a change, a massive destruction in Damascus. Now, we already know the Bible prophesied it. And so you say, well, it's already in the Bible, Paul. Anybody can see it coming. The problem is that prophecy is 3,000 years old and it had never happened before. We're now in the middle of getting ready to see it take place. We're going to be discussing that. We're going to be discussing some contaminated water supply in a town in Sweden. We're going to talk about Benjamin Netanyahu brushing aside these happy Rosh Hashanah blessings sent to him by the new president of Iran. Benjamin Netanyahu don't believe it at all. We're also going to be talking about the fact the United States drone attacks in Afghanistan killed 16 people this morning, 12 of them which were civilians, 4 of which were children, 4 were women. We're going to talk about that. And it seems like we have the Middle East is about to, literally the winds of war are everywhere. Will the American-led attack on Damascus bring a regional war? Will there be will there be responses by the radical jihadists? Will there be terrorist explosions throughout Europe and America? Will the Russians and the Chinese get involved? Are we on the brink of Psalms 83? Are you serious? Now, we're going to talk about all this tonight in a special Sunday night live edition that you don't want to miss, starting at 7 p.m. It's only 2 hours tonight. It's only 2 hours from 7 to 9, so you don't want to miss it. Also, I will have special guests. My special guest will be Reverend Sami Naik. Reverend Sami Naik from India, who runs 2 different orphanages. One has 38 children, the other one has 30. I've been to India, and I've been to one of these orphanages at the time when I went in 1997. There was one orphanage then. I've been there. I preached a crusade there. I've seen hundreds of people saved there. It's a great, great movement of God there. They've been under severe attack by radical Hindus in 2007 and 2008. Tremendous attack. But they have survived. And Sami Naik will be with me live. He will be my guest, sitting right next to me, my co-host tonight It will be a powerful show. You don't want to miss it. And we will be broadcasting live from our from a special studio being set up at my church just for tonight's show. So we'll set up a table. Sammy will be my guest. We're going to talk about India, his experiences. We're going to show you some actual pictures and film from India. Also, we're going to go over these current world events, and we're on the brink of war. And what does this all mean in Bible prophecy? In Isaiah 17 verse 1, and Jeremiah 49, 23 through 27. And then Iran is next. Same chapter. Jeremiah 49, 23 through 27. That is Syria. Same chapter. Then go to verse 34 through 39. That is Iran. We're going to discuss all of that tonight and a whole lot more and any other breaking news that may take place. So please don't miss tonight's special show, Sunday Night Live, from 7 to 9 p.m. Only 2 hours tonight, 7 to 9 p.m. at paulbegleyprophecy.com. That's www.paulbegleyprophecy.com. That's www.paulbegleyprophecy.com. Also, don't miss, you can watch it live, just like I am right here tonight, as well as a live chat room right next door. Also, don't miss this morning's service. It's going to be a powerful service today from our home church at Community Gospel Baptist Church. That's Community Gospel Baptist Church in Knox, Indiana. Services begin at 12 noon Eastern. 12 noon Eastern. So it's going to be a powerful day. Don't miss today's broadcast for you live. So don't miss it. Keep praying. Keep looking up, for your redemption draws nigh. And if you're not saved, let me say to you right now, the most important thing you could do in your life is give your life to Jesus Christ. We're running out of time. Are you serious? We're running out of time.